Hey guys, and welcome to this video. Today I'm going to create a simple and easy makeup look, and a lot of you have been asking me to recreate this look. It's a look that I was wearing in one of my previous videos. At the same time, I'm going to try and talk to you about different tips on how to survive the lockdown and what to do to feel a little bit better, to feel a little bit more positive, and how you can make this really unpleasant situation positive and better, and how you can improve yourself. So make sure to keep watching until the end of this video, and don't forget, at the end of this video, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think and give me your tips on how to survive this. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to show you the products that I'm going to be using. Everything is going to be in the description box. I've been isolating myself since the end of February. It is quite challenging. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm starting with my base. As I said, all of the products that I use are going to be in the description box so that I can talk to you a little bit more. So I think one of the most important things, if you have to stay home for a long period of time, I think that it's a little bit more challenging for those of you, and it's going to be a little bit more challenging for those of you who are single and living alone on their own, or if you live in a big family, if you have to live with a lot of people. At home, also, it becomes a little bit more challenging because when there are too many people staying at home at the same time, it is a little bit challenging. But here's what I think you should do to make this period less stressful and more positive. And believe it or not, you can make actually something good out of this period. Now, the most important thing is have a routine. Make sure that you have a certain routine. Even though you're at home, and a lot of you are probably going to be tempted to sleep until 10 a.m., to not wake up on time and just to watch TV all day long. Now, this is a huge mistake because you're going to be sleepy, you might get easily irritated after that, and it generally is not a good thing to spend the day in front of the TV and watching the news all day long. Now is the perfect time to start eating healthy and to learn to cook a little bit. So, for example, I love pancakes. If you're like me and you love pancakes, make sure that you learn to make the 3 types of pancakes. American pancakes that are a little bit thicker, the European pancakes, which are a lot thinner, and these are my favorites, and also banana pancakes. Banana pancakes are surprisingly easy and delicious, so make sure that you know how to make these 3 types of pancakes and try to experiment a little bit. Try to learn to cook something new. Make sure that you are eating good in the morning. Make sure that you have a nice healthy breakfast, or you're probably just going to want to make wonderful pancakes. Make sure to prepare your breakfast. Don't just eat your cereal like usual. Now I'm using Burberry powder, and while you are enjoying your breakfast, make sure to take some time to decide what you want to do during this day. Decide to plan your day. For example, what are you going to do? Do you have some work that you have to do, or what are you going to have for lunch? And don't forget to take your time to cook. This is going to be the time when you're going to eat healthy, you're going to try new things, you're going to experiment, and you're going to be a better version of yourself. So make sure to plan what are you going to eat for lunch and what are you going to eat for dinner. And don't eat the same thing all day long. So I know that a lot of people are going to be tempted to eat the same thing. They're probably going to be tempted to just order food from outside. Do not order food from outside. This is your time when you can cook something. You can prepare something with your own hands. And even if you're like me and you can't cook, believe me, there are very, very simple recipes. I'm gonna have actually a channel of a friend of mine who has a cooking YouTube channel, and I started recreating her recipes, and they are surprisingly easy and delicious. But anyways, make sure to try and do something for yourself. You don't have to order food, but make sure that you're preparing your food. This is going to be a lot healthier and a lot more delicious, believe me. Now moving on to eyes, and I'm using a Chanel cream eyeshadow, and this is my beloved 804. This time I'm using it with a brush because my nails are too long to use the eyeshadow with finger. The next thing on your to-do list should be working out. Start working out. This is essential. This is really important if you're going to be staying home for a long period of time, because this is going to uplift your spirit. This is going to make you feel more positive. And also this is something that is going to boost your immune system. And when it comes to workout, you can decide for yourself how much of a workout you can take. But if you're generally a healthy person, if you don't have any health issues, make sure to push yourself to the limits, because this is how you're going to see results. When you're working out, don't cheat. Now, I know that a lot of you in the US live in houses, and actually for you it's a lot easier because you can go outside, you can go in the garden, and if you just take a walk, it doesn't count as a workout. If you are healthy, if you don't have any health issues, make sure to push yourself to the limit. Make sure to do an actual workout that is going to make you sweat, that is going to increase your heart rate, because that's how you're going to burn that energy. That's how you're going to release, you're going to get rid of that bad adrenaline that is going to make you, that is usually making you feel anxious, depressed, and make sure to push your body to the limits. And of course, if you have some underlying condition, if you have some health issue, just skip this step. And of course, if you're a beginner, start slowly, but make sure that you are progressing. So don't just stay on the same level for weeks or for days. Make sure that every day you try to do a little bit more. Make sure that every day you're trying to do a little bit more. You're trying to work out a little bit longer. Okay, I curled my eyelashes, and now I'm going to be using brown kohl eyeliner in Espresso. This is a Chanel eyeliner on my upper and lower lash line. Okay, I'm done with the eyeliner, and now mascara time. Okay, so now I have the mascara on, and I'm only gonna brush my brows. I'm using a Dior pencil, and I'm going to lightly fill in my brows. But to be honest, most of the time, if I'm not on camera, I'm actually not going to even bother to do anything other than brushing my brows, because they are quite big and I don't really need to fill them in. And another important thing is FaceTime your friends every single day. This is definitely going to help you to feel less isolated. Also, another thing that you can do and is very useful, change something in your house. If there is something that you always wanted to do in your house, then do it. This is the perfect time to do it. If you never have the time to organize your makeup, to clean your makeup drawers, to declutter some makeup items, this is the perfect time to do that. Okay, we're moving on to lips, and for lips I'm going to be using one of the new Dior glosses, Stellar Gloss. And I have a review of these glosses, you can watch it if you want. Now, next thing, for those of you who have a lot of free time, make sure that you use this time to make a better version of yourself. Make sure to learn something new. For example, why not start learning a new language? When I say learn a new language, I don't mean sit down and watch YouTube videos all day long, because with YouTube, you're not going to learn a language. Make an effort and push yourself. Make sure that you are actually studying, not just watching videos that are going to give you some lessons. There are so many YouTube videos that are going to be dedicated to learning French, learning Italian, learning Spanish, but their pace is very, very slow. You're going to watch the videos, but you're not actually going to start speaking the language. You're not actually going to learn the language. Believe me, because I've been learning a lot of languages in my life, and this is not how you learn a language. Learning a language meaning making an effort, a huge effort, especially if you're an adult, meaning sitting down and start studying the language. You may watch YouTube videos if you have any specific issues that you want to learn, if you want to see how certain things are pronounced, if you want to learn a little bit more about the pronunciation. However, just sitting down and watching YouTube videos, you're not going to learn a language. Why not challenge yourself? Why not start learning French, for example? It's a very difficult language, one of the most difficult European languages, but at the end of the day, next time you go to Paris, you're going to be able to order your coffee in French, or you're going to be able to do a small talk with a French person in French, which is going to be awesome. And there are actually a lot of free materials where you can start learning the language. If you choose a language like French, of course, make sure that you take your time to really understand the pronunciation, to really understand their rules of pronunciation, because okay, we're off to highlighter. And a lot of people think that French are actually mean and you can't speak French if you go to France. You might find some people who are quite demanding, but they are usually not demanding to foreigners. They are usually demanding when it comes to different dialects. But generally, if you're a foreigner and you attempt to speak French, they're usually going to be happy. Of course, as long as you really can speak French. That's why I'm saying if you choose, for example, language like French, make sure that you really understand how they pronounce things and make sure that you understand their rules on how to pronounce things. Otherwise, a lot of times they are not going to be rude, but they're just not going to understand you because in French, things are not pronounced the way you write them. Their pronunciation is quite hard, it doesn't really make sense, so there are certain things that you will have to learn. But make sure that if you want to learn a language, make sure that you are serious about that. And you're going to see, when you start seeing the results, you're going to see that you're going to feel a lot better about yourself and you're not going to see how time is passing. Now, obviously, when I say start learning a language, you're not going to get a proficiency level just by staying a couple of weeks but it's going to be a great start. It's going to be something new that you can actually continue after that. Okay, and one last thing I was almost going to forget, wear perfume. Even though you are at home, perfume is that little thing, that little extra that is going to change your whole mood and that is going to make you feel a lot better about yourself. You don't just wear perfume when you go outside, wear the perfume because of yourself, to uplift your spirit, because the right fragrance can make you feel a lot better. Always when I'm staying at home, I'm usually wearing fragrance because this is the one thing that makes me feel so much better. Okay, I think that was all for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to leave me a comment. Tell me, what are you doing right now to level up? What are you doing? How are you working on yourself? And what are you planning to do during this time? And let's all stay healthy, and I'm going to see you in my next video. Bye!